I'm actually here to talk about a very serious matter, and especially in light of the fact that tomorrow we are looking forward to the Governor's State of the State address. And there is an issue which it seems to me is of primary importance, should be to everybody at the State House. And I'm talking about the Department of Child Services caseload standards matter. Just to give you a little bit of background, I apologize to those of you who are totally on top of this issue, but this has been something which we've now been aware of for a couple of months. You might remember in mid-November, Director Bonaventura of the Department of Child Services testified before the Budget Committee that the department was not in compliance with the state-mandated statutory standards in regards to caseloads for child protective service workers. That prompted for me on November 16th a letter to the governor inquiring about why this was the case and what were the plans of the administration to address this matter. The governor did respond by way of a letter on December the 5th asking that I meet with the director. That occurred. Actually, Representative Nizgodsky, myself, met with Director Bonaventura on December 16th in a private meeting that we had here in my office. And I have to say I was encouraged from that meeting because it seemed to me that the message I heard was that the department was willing to take a look at their budget request. You might remember that the testimony before the Budget Committee was that the department was out of compliance virtually statewide. I think there was only one district in the entire state that met the standards. That there was need for an additional 77 caseworkers. And that's an important number to keep in mind, 77. And I think both Representatives Godsky and I were encouraged that maybe the department was going to take a look at that, perhaps change their request for adequate funding for the 77. We awaited a further word from the department as to whether that would occur. We knew that probably would be after the first of the year before we heard back. I did not hear personally back. I don't know if Representative Godsky did, but a week ago today, on the 5th, a representative from the department testified before the DCS Oversight Committee that no, there will not be a change in their requested budgetary amount for child protective caseworkers, that instead they were continuing to study this issue, and there was no further explanation as to why the state would choose to stay out of compliance with those standards. In fact, then we had the governor's presentation of his budget, and it's my understanding that his presentation did not include dollars for these caseworkers. So I'm here today to say that while I know Representative Godsky is concerned about this, I have not heard from other caucuses on this matter, so while others may be silent, I can tell you that I'm not going to be silent on this matter. Our caucus believes that adequate funding for those 77 additional caseworkers, adequate funding for child protective services is a #1 priority in this budget. We will look forward to the governor's statement tomorrow. I hope that perhaps he amends whatever his prepared statement might be to include and address this issue of are we going to have the sufficient amount of caseworkers funded in this budget to meet the standards, which, by the way, have been in state law going back to at least 2007. So I just am putting the media and the public on notice that we expect this to be a priority of our caucus. It is a priority of our caucus. You will see us continue to push this issue. We think that when it comes to protecting children, that is a core function of government, and we will not place any child's safety at risk. So we're here today to just simply state that as being our #1 priority in this budget. By the way, we don't think that this is a heavy lift. It's our understanding. We haven't done a full fiscal on this, but we believe that the funding of these additional 77 caseworkers could be done for a very modest figure, somewhere $5-6 million at the most. So we think that this is a top-notch priority. It will be a top-notch priority for our caucus, and we're hoping that we hear tomorrow from the governor as to this very important issue.